Sophie stood in the doorway of the small auto repair shop, watching the man work beneath the hood of her car. His hands moved with practiced confidence, covered in grease but somehow graceful. The late afternoon sun painted everything golden. "How bad is it?" she asked. The mechanic straightened up, wiping his hands on a rag tucked into his work apron. He had kind eyes and an honest face, probably in his early 30s. "Your transmission is shot. I can fix it, but it'll take until Monday. I'm sorry." Sophie felt her carefully constructed plan crumbling. She'd driven 3 hours to her college reunion, specifically to avoid the usual questions. "Where's your husband? Why are you still single?" At 42, she was tired of explaining that building a company from nothing had left little time for romance. "I really needed the car this weekend," she said quietly. "I wish I could help," he said, genuine regret in his voice. "I'm Daniel, by the way. I'll work as fast as I can." Sophie made a decision that surprised even herself. Maybe it was something about his gentle manner, or the way he'd apologized as if her problem truly mattered to him. "This might sound strange, but I have a proposition." Daniel raised an eyebrow, curious but cautious. "I need a date for my college reunion this weekend. It's at the Riverside Hotel, just a few miles from here. Fancy dinners, dancing, the whole thing. If you come with me, I'll pay you $1,000 plus cover your tuxedo rental." Daniel stared at her. "You want to pay me to be your date? I know it sounds absurd, but I'm tired of going to these things alone and fielding questions. You seem like a decent person. We just need to pretend we're together for 2 days. That's it." Something flickered across Daniel's face. Not greed, but something sadder. Understanding, perhaps. "Can I ask why you'd offer this to a complete stranger?" Sophie smiled. "Because sometimes strangers are easier than people who think they know your story. And you have an honest face." Daniel looked down at his grease-stained hands, then back at Sophie in her elegant silk blouse and burgundy leather skirt. "I'll do it, but not for the money. Keep that. I'll do it because I know what it's like to feel like you don't quite fit anywhere." That evening, Sophie found herself sitting in Daniel's small apartment above the shop, helping him pick out a suit. His place was modest but clean, with photographs covering one wall. She noticed a wedding picture, then several empty spaces where frames had clearly been removed. "I was married once," Daniel said, following her gaze. "She passed away 4 years ago. Cancer. We'd only been married 2 years." "I'm so sorry," Sophie whispered. "Everyone in this town knows the story. They look at me with pity, set me up on dates with their cousins, treat me like I'm broken. Maybe that's why I said yes to you. For one weekend, I can just be a guy at a party, not the widower everyone feels sorry for." Sophie understood more than he knew. "I run a tech company. Started in my garage 12 years ago. Now we have 400 employees in contract around the world. But when I go to these reunions, all anyone wants to know is why I'm not married. As if that's the only measure of a woman's success." Daniel smiled. "Sounds like we're both trying to escape boxes other people put us in." The reunion was everything Sophie had dreaded, and somehow better. Daniel was a natural, charming her former classmates with his easy humor and attentive manner. He asked questions, listened carefully, and somehow made Sophie feel like the most important person in the room. During the dinner, her old roommate Laura leaned over. "Sophie, he's wonderful. Where have you been hiding him?" "We met through work," Sophie said, which was technically true. When the dancing started, Daniel held her carefully, respectfully. "You're good at this," Sophie said. "My mom insisted I learn. Said a man should know how to dance properly." He paused. "Can I ask you something? Why did you really build that company? What were you running toward?" The question caught Sophie off guard. Most people asked what she was running from. My father worked in a factory for 40 years. Came home exhausted every night. I wanted to create something where people could build lives, not just make livings, where work felt meaningful. That's beautiful, Daniel said softly. On Sunday morning, as the reunion wrapped up, Sophie's college advisor professor, Jin, pulled her aside. That young man is special, Sophie. Don't let the work consume you so much that you miss what's right in front of you. During the drive back to the shop, Daniel was quiet. Finally, he spoke. Can I tell you something? This weekend reminded me that I'm still alive. I've been going through motions for 4 years. Working, sleeping, existing. But this weekend, I felt present again. Sophie pulled into the shop's parking lot. Her car sat ready, gleaming in the afternoon sun. I felt present too. I've been so busy proving I could build something that I forgot to actually live in what I built. They stood facing each other in the golden light. This mechanic and this CEO. Two people who'd each found success but lost themselves along the way. Sophie, Daniel said, I know this was supposed to be pretend, but it felt more real than anything has in years. Would you maybe want to get coffee sometime? No payment, no transaction. Just two people who understand each other. Sophie felt something shift in her chest. This man with grease under his fingernails and kindness in his eyes had seen her more clearly in 2 days than most people had in years. I'd like that very much, she said. As she drove away, Sophie thought about the unexpected ways life redirects us. How a broken transmission can lead to a fixed heart. How sometimes we find what we need precisely when we stop looking for it in all the expected places. Daniel watched her car disappear down the road, feeling something he thought was lost forever. Hope, not the crushing weight of others' expectations, but the gentle possibility of two people choosing to walk forward together. Sometimes the best things in life aren't planned. They're simply found in the honest space between two people brave enough to be real with each other.